Hello, future scientists. Are you ready to explore something truly amazing that's all around us, yet often goes unnoticed? Today, we're going to unlock the secrets of crystals, a topic that's as dazzling as it is scientific. Crystals aren't just beautiful stones you find in jewelry stores or museums. They're actually a special kind of solid that you can find in many places, from the kitchen to the great outdoors. Let's take a closer look at what makes them so special. Crystals are solids where atoms and molecules are arranged in a perfect repeating pattern. Imagine building a tower with Lego bricks, where every piece fits together just right, over and over again. This repeating pattern is what gives crystals their strength and their amazing shapes. Because of this organized structure, crystals can form sharp edges, flat faces, and even sparkle when light hits them. That's why gemstones and minerals look so stunning. You can find crystals everywhere. In the salt you sprinkle on your food, the sugar you stir into your tea, the gemstones in jewelry, and even in the delicate snowflakes that fall in winter. Each of these is made up of tiny crystals, each with its own unique pattern. Gemstones, for example, are just crystals that have formed deep inside the earth over millions of years, while snowflakes are crystals that form in the sky in just a few minutes. Unlike glass, which is a solid but has its atoms all mixed up and jumbled inside, crystals are neat and orderly. That's why glass breaks in random shapes, but crystals break along smooth, flat surfaces. The best part? You don't need to be a scientist in a fancy lab to see crystals up close. With just a few simple kitchen supplies, you can actually grow your own crystals right at home. It's like making your own tiny treasures. By making crystals, you'll get to see chemistry in action, watching as invisible particles come together to form something you can actually hold and see. It's a fun way to learn how the tiniest building blocks of matter work together. So, are you ready to become a crystal growing expert and discover the science behind the sparkle? Let's get started on this exciting adventure together. Before we dive into our experiment, let's make sure we have everything we need to become super scientists. Gathering your supplies ahead of time will help your experiment go smoothly and make you feel like a real lab expert. So, let's get organized and set up our science station. You'll need a few simple ingredients you probably already have at home: table salt, sugar, or borax. Any one of these will work as the main ingredient for growing crystals. You'll also need some plain water and a clean glass jar to mix everything in. Next, grab a pipe cleaner or a piece of string. This will be the special surface where your crystals will start to form and grow, so pick a fun color if you want your crystals to look extra cool. You'll also need a pencil or a craft stick to balance across the top of your jar, a measuring cup to help you get the right amount of water, and a spoon for stirring your mixture. The pipe cleaner acts as a base for crystals to grow on, so you can twist it into a fun shape, maybe a spiral, a heart, or even your initials. The pencil or stick will hold your pipe cleaner in the jar, making sure it hangs down into the solution without touching the sides or bottom. Make sure your jar is clear and clean for the best results. Any leftover residue can affect how your crystals grow, so give it a good rinse if you need to. If you want to make your crystals even more eye-catching, you can add a few drops of food coloring to your water. This step is totally optional, but it's a fun way to experiment with different colors and see what happens. Remember, you'll need hot water for this experiment, so always ask a grown-up to help you heat it up safely. Never handle hot water by yourself. Now, double-check your list and make sure you have all your supplies ready. Being prepared is the first step to a successful science experiment. Once you've gathered everything, you're ready to start mixing and watch the magic of crystal growth begin. Let's make our crystal solution and get started. Are you ready to unlock the magic of science right in your own kitchen? Today we're going to reveal the secret recipe for creating sparkling crystals at home, a fun and fascinating experiment that's perfect for curious minds of all ages. Before we begin, remember, safety first. Always ask a grown-up to help you with hot water and anything sharp or breakable. Science is exciting, but it's even better when everyone stays safe. Start by shaping your pipe cleaner into a fun design, maybe a spiral, a heart, or even your initials. Tie one end to a pencil so the shape dangles in the jar, making sure it doesn't touch the sides or bottom. This will be the base for your crystals to grow on. Next, heat about 2 cups of water until it's boiling. You can use a kettle or a saucepan, but remember, hot water can burn, so let an adult handle this part. Carefully pour the hot water into a heat-safe jar or cup. Now it's time to add your crystal powder. This could be salt, sugar, or borax. Add 1 tablespoon at a time, stirring well after each spoonful until the powder stops dissolving and you see some settling at the bottom. This means your solution is fully saturated and ready for crystal growth. Pour the hot, saturated solution into your clean glass jar, filling it up enough to cover your pipe cleaner shape completely. If you want your crystals to be colorful, add a few drops of food coloring to the solution. Swirl it gently to mix, but don't stir too much or you might disturb the powder at the bottom. Now lower your pipe cleaner creation into the jar, letting it hang freely from the pencil across the top. Make sure it's not touching the sides or bottom, so the crystals have plenty of space to grow. Find a safe, quiet spot for your jar where it won't be bumped or moved. The solution needs to stay still for the crystals to form properly, so patience is key. Now comes the hardest part, waiting. Crystals need time to grow, so leave your jar undisturbed overnight or even for a couple of days. You can check in every so often to watch the magic happen. Soon, you'll see tiny crystals starting to appear on your pipe cleaner. Over the next day or two, they'll grow bigger and more beautiful. Enjoy watching your homemade crystals sparkle and shine. What's happening in your jar? It's science in action. Heating the water lets it dissolve more powder, creating a supersaturated solution. As the water cools, it can't hold all the dissolved particles, so they attach to your pipe cleaner. These particles form seed crystals, which attract more particles in a neat repeating pattern. That's how crystals grow their beautiful shapes. The slower the water cools and evaporates, the bigger your crystals get. Don't disturb the jar. Patience is key. Every crystal is a tiny masterpiece built by nature. Soon, you'll have your own sparkling creation. After waiting patiently, it's time for the big reveal. Lift out your pipe cleaner and admire your sparkling crystals. Let them dry. Then display them as ornaments or sun catchers. You've just done real science, learning about solutions, saturation, and molecular patterns. Try different materials or colors to see what changes. Each experiment makes you a better scientist. Share your discovery and explain the science to friends and family. Keep exploring. There's always more to discover in the world of science.